Today we're giving you our full and honest review of Royal Caribbean's Star of the Seas. Is this ship a shining star in Royal Caribbean's fleet or a box office dud that doesn't hit the mark? To keep things clear and helpful, we're breaking this review into 5 major categories: ship layout and amenities, cleanliness and maintenance, entertainment, food and beverage, and finally, value for your money. We explored every deck, ate all the food, watched the shows, and experienced every venue. And at the end of this video, we'll give you our overall rating and whether we think Star of the Seas is truly worth booking. I'm Travis.
And I'm Nicole.
Let's get wanderlust. Let's start off with the ship layout and the amenities that are on board Star of the Seas. Star of the Seas is an Icon class ship. It's actually the second Icon class ship after Icon of the Seas. And these two ships are almost identical. So let's talk about some of the things we liked about the ship layout and the amenities that it offers, and a couple things that we thought should have been better. At the very top of the ship in Thrill Island, you have the Category 6 water park, which has 6 water slides, the most on any ship at sea. You also have Chill Island, which has a very large pool, which is called Royal Bay, and of course several other pools and spas that are tucked away, infinity pools, all kinds of places to relax. At the very front of the ship, you have the Aqua Dome, which is where the Aqua Theater is located, which is where they do the Aqua Theater show, and the Aqua Dome Market, which is like a food hall on board this cruise ship, and of course the Overlook Bar is up there as well. Down in the guest areas, you have Central Park, which is in the middle of the ship, and you're in a park with tons of live plants and restaurants and shops. The Royal Promenade is huge on Star of the Seas. It's 2 stories. It has multiple different restaurants, multiple shops and stuff to go to. It's basically the gigantic entertainment center of this ship. You have Absolute Zero, the ice skating rink. You have the music hall. You even have one of the largest casinos at sea. There is so much on board this ship, and there's something truly for everyone. We love the layout of the Seas because it feels open, huge, wide open, and you never feel like you're really on top of other people, and there really isn't a whole lot of choke points or places where it feels super crowded. Royal Caribbean did an amazing job of controlling traffic and crowds on this ship and giving a ton of different venues to go to and different things to do, so it never really feels that busy. There are a couple things that we didn't like about the layout, and we have these same complaints about Icon of the Seas. If you're trying to go to Absolute Zero, the ice skating rink, you have to go through Playmaker Sports Bar, and it gets really, really tight through there. The adult-only area being in the hideaway at the back of the ship is nice. It has great views, but it's not relaxing. And it has a party vibe. If you're looking to relax, it doesn't really match. And then Cloud 17 at the very top of the ship was supposed to be the adult-only area, but they changed it last minute on Icon of the Seas, and this area feels like an afterthought. And it's not really utilized other than a little pool and a smoking area, and it's very windy up there. I mentioned some of the slight differences between Icon and Star, and they truly are slight. Star of the Seas has an extra hot tub on deck 16 right next to the Lime and Coconut Bar, and the Surfside area is geared more towards older kids rather than like toddler age kids. And then in the Aqua Theater, they added some seat backs and made it so that the Aqua Theater holds a few more people, not a lot. There's probably a couple other small things, like there's a seating area on Icon of the Seas right by a Loco Fresh that they didn't include on Star of the Seas, and a few things like that. It's not much. The ships are truly almost identical. We do love the layout of Star of the Seas and the Icon class ships, and then there's a ton of amenities. This ship probably offers more things to do than any other ship at sea, and I didn't even talk about the spa, the gym, and a few other huge portions of this ship. Overall, the ship layout is awesome, and there's something for everyone on this ship.
Next, let's talk about something that is very important to most cruisers: maintenance and cleanliness. Star of the Seas is a brand new ship. We were on the 2nd paid sailing, so it has been at sea for about a month now. And what would you expect from a brand new ship? We had no issues with maintenance or cleanliness, as you would expect. Overall, the ship had very minimal signs of wear. The public spaces, the restaurants, everything was super clean. We saw tons of crew always working. If you set a cup down, it would be gone the next second. When it comes to our room, our stateroom attendant did a fantastic job. It was always clean. We always had plenty of extra fresh towels. And when it comes to the staterooms on Star of the Seas, they are very minimal furniture, minimal decor, but they use a lot of accent lighting to really brighten it up, make it feel homey. It was a very comfortable room. We definitely enjoyed it. And the bathrooms with the new showers on the Icon class ships, instead of the tube showers, are awesome. Probably one of the best things they did.
Yeah, the room had tons of extra storage, like baskets and stuff to put things, closets, cabinets. And you're right, the showers inside these Icon class ships are amazing. You have so much more room, and it doesn't feel like you're stuck in a tube where your elbows can hit both sides. The only thing down with the rooms is the counter space in the bathroom. And they have shelves by the toilet, which who's going to use those? That's gross.
True.
But they'd have tons of outlets, tons of lighting, tons of outlets. Our balcony was awesome. We had a balcony on deck 14, which had an overhang from the pool deck above us. And we would sail in that room again. Check out our room tour that we have on our channel. Yeah, so you would expect a brand new cruise ship to be cleaned and maintained, and that's what we got on Star of the Seas. There was no signs of wear and no signs of dirtiness. But a beautiful ship means nothing if the entertainment on board falls flat.
Luckily on Star of the Seas, you don't have to worry about that.
So let's dive into the entertainment on this incredible cruise ship. Star of the Seas has an amazing lineup of entertainment. Let's start with the shows. There's 3 really good ones on this ship. The Royal Theatre features the musical of Back to the Future. That's right, there's a musical for that 1980s amazing time-traveling movie that we all love, and Nicole's never seen. She still loves it. Yes, Doc and Marty on stage in a musical that goes through the original first movie of Back to the Future. What could be better than that? You might be saying, how do they do a musical of a movie like that? And let me just tell you, I don't care. It's great. Go watch it. It's the best show that Royal Caribbean does on any cruise ship. It's better than Wizard of Oz on Icon, even though Nicole won't agree with me on that. And it's better than everything else that they've done, 100%. There's even a full-size DeLorean that I would really love to drive around. And there's a couple really cool scenes with the DeLorean. So check out Back to the Future. In the Aquadome, there's a show called Torque. And it's based on speed, horsepower, cars, motorcycles, you name it, anything that goes fast. It's a water show, it's a diving show, it has slackliners, and it even has motorcycles. And I'm not lying when I say this is also the best aqua theater show on any Royal Caribbean ship. And then, Nicole's favorite things is the ice skating show in Absolute Zero. There is a show called Sol, S-O-L, like the sun. And even I think this show is incredible. And I'm not really the ice skating person. That's her. Sol is the best ice skating show on any Royal Caribbean ship. The music's incredible. There's stunts like a backflip over somebody laying on the ice. And it's got great props and costumes and all that sort of stuff. Nothing out there for Royal Caribbean on the ice beats Sol on Star of the Seas. So that lineup of 3 shows alone would be a top scorer in just about any cruise ship out there. Those are incredible. And then I haven't even talked about Lou's Jazz and Blues Bar, the dueling pianos, trivia, like all kinds of other stuff to do on this ship to keep you entertained. The parties, the nightclub, the music hall. We could go on and on and on. The entertainment on Star of the Seas is top notch. Star of the Seas is the ship for entertainment for any ship that we've ever sailed on. Nothing beats it. The top 3 shows of Sol, Torque, and Back to the Future, I don't think of another cruise ship out there that could even come close to that. We'll see what happens when Legend of the Seas comes out next year. Next year, 2026. Because it has Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and a few other stuff.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and they haven't even rolled out the secondary shows yet, like Pirates and Mermaids, which is a kid's version of an aqua theater show. Like, there's going to be something for everyone on this ship. And you will be definitely impressed with everything that they put on for you to keep you entertained on this ship.
Of course, no cruise is complete without delicious food and tropical drinks by the pool. I know that's my favorite part.
Yeah, we had to spend some time in the gym on this ship because there's a lot of food on Star of the Seas.
When it comes to food on Star of the Seas, there is something for everyone. Even if you just stick with the complimentary options, you have all of your Royal Caribbean classics like the Windjammer Buffet, the main dining room, El Loco Fresh, and then on top of that, you have the icon class specifics like the Aquadome Market, where you're going to have your food hall style quick bites. You can get delicious crepes there, Mediterranean bowls, which are my favorite. Then you have Base Camp Eatery, which is where you can get the best cheeseburger on a Royal Caribbean ship, according to me.
Best free hamburger, not the best burger, according to me.
And there is so much more when it comes to complimentary dining options. This is one ship where we actually said after having the dining package that we didn't need the dining package because it meant we didn't get enough time to try all of the included options because there's so many. There's even a secondary buffet in Surfside on this ship it's geared towards families with kids, but you can go too. And then when we start to talk about the specialty dining options, which do have an added charge, but are excellent, like you have Lincoln Park Supper Club, Giovanni's, Izumi, Chops. There are so many different places to eat on this ship. Overall, we thought the quality of the food on Star of the Seas was very good. However, we did have a couple problems with some inconsistencies in the food. Chops was a little bit better one time than it was the second time we went. And unfortunately, Izumi sushi was not as good as what we've had in the past. But overall, we found the food to be pretty good. And there were so many different options that you would never go hungry.
Yeah, there's a ton of options on Star of the Seas. We didn't even mention Hooked, which was probably the most surprising specialty dining restaurant we tried. We were blown away by how good it was, when it's usually kind of hit or miss on other ships. And then Izumi in the park, you should try it. They're $10 bites like the dumplings and chicken cash something. It's a little chicken bites that were amazing. And then, of course, you have the bubble waffle. We didn't even mention the free Park Cafe, which has the Kimmelwick sandwich. Tons of food options. Overall, the food was pretty good, except for a couple little things here and there.
After food, the second best thing, drinks by the pool. One of the great things about Star of the Seas and the Icon class ships are they have so many different venues, especially some that are specific to Icon class, and they're very unique, and they even have their own unique signature drinks. So we went on a challenge to try the signature drink at every single bar, and overall, the majority of them were really good, and I would actually order again.
Yeah, they're heavy pours though. So if you like heavy alcohol in your drinks, we experienced that a lot. A lot of heavy pours on almost every drink that we had.
But no matter what you're looking for, if you just want your favorite drink that you always get, or if you want to try every new signature drink that like we did, there's something for you.
Yeah, so what was your favorite drink on board?
Usually it would be my Desert Pear Margarita at the Schooner Bar. That's my go-to. However, because the Icon class ships have the Lemon Post, I really enjoy being able to go and either get an alcoholic or a mocktail lemonade-based drink, and those are some of the best. They're fruity, delicious.
You also have great drinks from the Spotlight Karaoke Bar, which is a lavender-based drink, which is pretty good.
Yes.
The Dueling Pianos has the Metallo Liqueur and the Snap Crackle Pop and a couple other ones that are excellent. The Sweet Home Alabama in the Music Hall, which is an iced tea-based drink, which sounds weird, but it was good. There's so many options and so many different bars on board that if you can't find a drink that you're looking for, you're probably on the wrong ship. And if you're not looking to drink any of that stuff and you just want an iced tea or a hot coffee, you don't have to worry about them only having water and nothing else available, because they have like automated drink stations and the freestyle machines if you have the soda package. Plenty of opportunity to get free drinks if you didn't want to pay for alcohol or soda.
Yeah, but if you do have the soda package or the beverage package, the Icon class ships have several more Coke freestyle machines than what the standard ships have. Sometimes you'll find the only machines are in the Windjammer and on the promenade, whereas here you have a ton of different places to go to refill your cups.
Especially in Surfside where all the kids are.
Mm-hmm. Overall, we were very happy with the quality and options when it comes to food and beverages, and Star of the Seas did a fantastic job.
So after taking everything into account, is Star of the Seas worth your money? Star of the Seas is an Icon class cruise ship, and the Icon class cruise ships with Royal Caribbean have a reputation of being kind of expensive. That's because they're new and demand is high, and Royal Caribbean uses on-demand pricing. So the more demand there is, the higher the price goes. Now, if you compare Star of the Seas to some of the other large cruise ships from the other major brands, how does it compare? Is it around the same price or is it more? So let's look at Carnival. Carnival's largest cruise ship and one of their newest cruise ships is Carnival Celebration. It sells very similar itineraries to Star of the Seas. Carnival Celebration is around $900 to $1,100 per person for a balcony stateroom in March of this coming year. MSC is another big brand that's competing with Star of the Seas, and their biggest ship is MSC World America. It just came out a little while ago, right before Star. MSC World America, for the same time frame, March of next year, is around the same price as Carnival Celebration, about $900 to $1,100 per person in a balcony. So would you expect Star of the Seas to be around that price or more? If you guessed more, you're right. Star of the Seas in March of this coming year is roughly $1,900 per person in a balcony. Is Star of the Seas worth that extra $800? I don't know. It's hard for me to really say yes on that because it is such a huge, stark difference. You're paying almost double for Star. Is Star worth double? And this is the same problem we had with Icon of the Seas last year when we were doing this rating. There's so much to see and do on these ships that you're like, man, the ship is the destination. It's got a lot to offer. It's got way more to offer than those other ships. But it's so much more. Does that kind of like level this out to being kind of, I guess, one of those? You get a lot for your money, but it is so much more expensive than those other ships. And you kind of have to determine if that is worth the price to you. Now that we've covered all 5 categories, let's wrap this up. Our full review, honest review of Star of the Seas with our overall rating, something we do for every ship that we sail on. Again, we mentioned that we do 5 different categories: so ship layout and amenities, maintenance and cleanliness, entertainment, food and beverage, and value for your money. Let's go over what we rated Star of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's newest and the world's largest cruise ship. For ship layout and amenities, which we talked about earlier, that the ship is set up very well. The promenade is huge. It has a ton of amenities like the Category 6 water park, the big spa, the music hall, the casino. But there are some things we don't like the walkway between Absolute Zero and getting out of there. And there's not enough difference between Icon and Star to really change what we scored Icon on this. So we gave Icon a 4.5 out of 5 in ship layout and amenities. And we're going to give Star of the Seas the exact same rating, a 4.5 out of 5 for ship layout and amenities.
Up next, we have maintenance and cleanliness. Like we said, Star of the Seas is a brand new ship. We went on the second full sailing, and like you would expect, we had no issues with maintenance or cleanliness on our sailing. So we gave Star of the Seas a 5 out of 5.
Earlier in this video, you heard me gushing about the entertainment on board Star of the Seas. It has the best lineup of shows on any ship that's sailing out there currently between Back to the Future, Soul, and Torque. And that doesn't even talk about any of the other stuff that you can do on this ship. So of course, you probably guessed what I'm going to give entertainment on Star of the Seas. And if you said a 5 out of 5, you'd be 100% correct. Because Star of the Seas keeps you entertained. And there's so much to see and do on this cruise ship, and no ship beats the shows.
Now we have food and beverage. We talked about how much we enjoyed all the different variety that Star of the Seas has to offer, both in food venues and in bars. We had great quality food. It was slightly inconsistent at some venues, but overall we were very happy with it. And Star of the Seas has so many different bars and venues that no matter what the vibe is you're looking for, you can find one. And on top of that, if you don't want to pay for drinks, they even have tons of drink stations with juice, lemonade, tea, water, hot coffee. There's something for everyone. We were very happy with the offerings on Star of the Seas, and we gave it a 4.5 out of 5 in food and beverage.
Now for value for your money. So we struggled with this score on Icon of the Seas because the ship is amazing, but it's expensive. And we struggled with it just the same on Star of the Seas. But because this ship is a little bit more cheaper than what Icon was when we sailed on Icon last year, we're going to give it a little bit of a bump. Instead of a 3 out of 5 like we gave Icon, we're going to give Star of the Seas a 3.5 out of 5 for value for your money. So as a recap, we gave Star of the Seas a 4.5 out of 5 for ship layout and amenities. We gave it a 5 out of 5 for cleanliness and maintenance of the new ship. What do you expect? We gave it a 5 out of 5 for entertainment. We gave it a 4.5 out of 5 for food and beverage. And then we gave it a 3.5 out of 5 for value for your money. If you add all of that up together, you get a 22.5 out of 25. And then you take that number and divide it by 5 to get our overall ship rating for this incredible ship. You're going to get a 4.5 out of 5. Where does that rank within all the ships that we've sailed on and rated? Well, the worst ship that we've sailed on, or at least in our opinion, I know you guys don't agree with us, is Voyage of the Seas. We gave it a 2.7 out of 5. And our best rated ship is Utopia of the Seas, which we gave a 4.7 out of 5 when we first sailed on it. Where does Star of the Seas kind of fit in? Well, it's just above Icon of the Seas, which had a 4.3, and just below Utopia, which had a 4.7. So it's our second highest rated ship. And the biggest thing that brings it down is that value for money score. We like to talk about what ship is our favorite ship, because you can be the highest rated, but it doesn't have that sentimental attachment that your favorite ship will always have. Doesn't matter if it's your first ship that you sailed on and it's Explorer of the Seas, or it's the latest and greatest with all the bells and whistles. So Nicole, our current favorite ship is Icon of the Seas. Does Star of the Seas pass it? Is it better? Is it now our favorite ship?
I think just in terms of the entertainment offerings, yes. It has replaced it.
Yes. So Nicole loves Wizard of Oz. Like, that's her jam right there. And she was kind of leaning towards keeping Icon of the Seas as our favorite ship. But you cannot deny Soul, Torque are better than Aqua Action and Elemental on Icon. And then everything else, if it was all the same, that's 2 out of 3 in entertainment.
I think Star of the Seas is an excellent representation of everything that Royal Caribbean has to offer. And it was such a great experience that it makes me even more excited for the next Icon class ship to come out, just because they keep topping themselves each time. So Legend is just, it's going to be awesome. I know it.
Now, if you don't like mega ships, you may not like Star of the Seas. There's 7,000 people on there. It's 20 decks. It's a big ship. It's literally a 20-story skyscraper that 7,000 people can sail on. It's huge. It's big. It's not like sailing on a small ship like a Vision or a Rhapsody or Radiance or any of that sort of stuff. We like mega ships. We love having so much stuff to do and to never be bored. And I'm one of those people who can't sit still. So a ship like Star of the Seas keeps us entertained, and it's exactly what we're looking for when we think of a cruise vacation.
One thing about the mega ships, though, is you will always get your steps in. So that's always a nice perk.
Yeah, they're huge. A lot of stairs.
And for having 7,000 people on board, Star of the Seas really does a very good job with the crowds. When you're at the shows, yes, you will be around a lot of people, but just throughout the day, most spaces are open enough. You can find seating. Honestly, we felt more crowded on some smaller ships that we've been on.
So there you have it. That was our full review, our honest review of Royal Caribbean's newest and the world's largest cruise ship, Star of the Seas. If you agree with us, or if you think we're crazy, or if you just want to know more about Star of the Seas or our sailing on this incredible ship, make sure you leave those in the comments section below. We love responding to people's comments. I need something to do when I'm bored at work. If you like this video and you want to help support the channel, make sure you
like this video
and subscribe to our channel for more. If you need us, we're going to sneak back on to Star of the Seas and go watch another showing of Back to the Future, followed by Soul, followed by Torque. I'm Travis.
And I'm Nicole.
Thanks so much for watching.